Hello my friends, welcome to my Generation Beauty recap and advice video. The recap is going to be short. This is going to be mostly an advice video. If you were thinking about attending Generation Beauty as an attendee or a creator, they're two very different experiences. They overlap a little bit, but they're very different experiences. So I'm going to give you my advice on going to Gen Beauty, the best way to save money, and what you should wear, and for creators, you know, how to approach brands, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started with my personal experience. I seriously had a fantastic time at Generation Beauty. It reminded me of IMATS, but I felt like it was for me. You know, last year I felt like there were some things that could be improved on. This year, there are very few things that I feel like could be improved on. I mean, it really was a wonderful experience. I got to go to Creator Day, which was an event that they had for 200 video creators to learn a little bit more about connecting with brands, growing your audience, working with Final Cut Pro, things like that. It was also a wonderful networking experience where I got to meet a lot of YouTubers, including I got to sit next to Serin Wu. I love her. I absolutely adore her. We got to spend a lot of time together, and a few other people, some Instagrammers. I got to hang out with the creator of a bridal magazine. I mean, just all kinds of really, really cool people to hang out with. It was amazing. I will put all their links down below. But Creator Day was amazing. The event was amazing. I got to meet all kinds of wonderful people. I got to spend time with Candy Johnson. I got to spend time with Laura Lee. I got to see Manny MUA again. I got to see Patrick again. I got to introduce myself to Angel, Mac Daddy. I got to see Tati for the first time and give her a giant hug. I got to spend some time with James and Sabrina and talk to them about some different things, and that was really fun. And it was just a really nice experience. And of course, I can't forget my sidekick, my partner in crime, Sanders Kennedy. We got to spend a lot of time together. We kind of were ruling the world together, walking around Generation Beauty, and I got to take pictures for him. He got to take pictures for me, and it was a great experience. So thank you, Sanders, for keeping me company. It was an absolute blast. I'm not gonna go into all the products that I got because there are so many videos about the products that we got at Generation Beauty. So I'm just gonna go into like the tips and tricks and things like that. But I will list here some of the brands that I connected with and some of the brands that I did receive product from. So if you're particularly interested in products from any of these brands, definitely leave it in a comment below, and I will try to fit more of their products in my reviews for future. So the first thing is definitely hit that early bird rate. The prices do go up for tickets as you go. So as soon as you hear about Generation Beauty, if you're planning on going, buy your tickets early because you could end up spending 4 times as much for tickets than you would at the early bird rate. So jump on those early bird tickets. Really, really important. If you're a creator and you are part of Ipsy OS and you get an invite from Ipsy, definitely jump on RSVPing right away. Because I took a while to RSVP to Generation Beauty, there were some mix-ups in my invitations to different events. So definitely make sure that you RSVP right away if you plan on going and you got tickets sent to you from Ipsy. Another thing is about hotel stay. I stayed at an Airbnb, which was someone else's apartment, and it was stinking amazing. It was the first time I'd ever done Airbnb, and it was the best experience. I had an entire apartment to myself, and it was in Brooklyn. It wasn't too terribly far away from the event. It was a little bit of a hike. I ended up taking an Uber there, but it was the best experience. I ended up paying less than $400 for 4 nights stay in an apartment all to myself, and it was a fantastic experience. So I definitely recommend checking out Airbnb, especially if you're going to New York. The San Francisco Airbnbs look a little creepy, but the New York ones there were a lot of options and they all looked really good, and I was really happy with the one that I ended up with. One really, 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 really important thing is wear comfortable shoes. So important. Last year at Generation Beauty, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know this. I gave myself a stress fracture and actually killed part of the tip of my second metatarsal on my right foot because of booties I wore at Generation Beauty for a weekend. It was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life, pushing through the pain, and I hurt my foot, and my foot is probably never going to be the same. So please, please, please wear comfortable shoes. Learn from my mistake, because I think my foot is permanently damaged from wearing those shoes at Generation Beauty last year. So please wear comfortable shoes. I wore little ballet flats. A lot of people wearing cute little flats. Don't worry about if you're wearing little flats. You can wear jeans to Generation Beauty. There were people wearing all kinds of outfits. I mean, from casual to dresses and things like that. So it's really what you're comfortable in and what you feel like shows your personality and who you are. But definitely wear comfortable shoes, please. When you get to Generation Beauty, you want to make sure you set a priority of which brands you want to hit up first. Sometimes if you wait too late, you can get to a booth and they're already out of product. It didn't happen as much this year as it happened last year, but it can happen. So make sure you hit up your favorite booths first. They on the Ipsy website, sometimes they'll have the brands listed on the Generation Beauty website of who's going to be there, but if they don't, as soon as you get there, you get a map that tells you all the brands that are there. Set your priorities, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and hit them in that order to make sure that you get the products that you truly, truly want. If you're a creator, what I suggest you do is go up to and ask for their PR person. A lot of times they'll let the creators skip the line and get the product without having to wait in the long attendee line. There were definitely less creators there than there were attendees. So there were not really special lines for creators, but sometimes they would allow you to take the product after you talk to the PR person instead of waiting in line. So if you're a creator, that might be an advantage that you have. But either way, you definitely want to set priorities to which brands you talk to and you go to first. Now going into some tips and tricks for creators going to Generation Beauty and some things that I learned. The first thing is make sure you have business cards. Business cards are so, so important because it gives you a way to have that brand reach out to you after the event, and also it helps to get their business cards so you can reach out to them afterward. Last year I got a bunch of business cards hoping that brands would contact me, and very few did. This year I made sure to get a bunch of brand business cards so that I can contact them back and make sure they know how interested I am in working with their brand because I like it. The other thing about approaching a brand is before you go up to a brand, make sure you have in your head your favorite products from that brand. For example, I am not the biggest fan of Tarte eyeshadows. It's a personal preference. I know a lot of people love them, but I am a huge fan of their eyeliners. I love their Tarteist eyeliner. I love their So Fine liquid eyeliner. So when I went up to the brand, I said, hey, can I tell you what I feel like your most underrated product are your eyeliners. Your eyeliners are so wonderful. And I asked them if the So Fine was a permanent item because I want to make sure I stock up if it's going to be a limited edition item since it came out with the Rainforest of the Sea collection. So it shows that I have a knowledge of their brand. I know what's good. It gives them a good feeling of you're not just somebody walking up just wanting free product. You're someone that actually has a genuine vested interest in their brand. And have a spiel about your brand when you walk up. Have a thing that you say that talks about who you are in a very short, concise way. So my thing was something like, hi, my name is Jen. I have a channel called JenLuvsReviews. I have a weekly makeup news show. I talked a little bit about that, and then I went into, and I also do dedicated product reviews where we talk about, I introduce the product, I show a demo of the product, and then I give my full review of the product. It's a very unique format. My channel is very different in the YouTube world, and blah, blah, blah. So I had this whole little spiel that I kind of spit out, and depending on the person, the way that they were looking at me and whether they seemed distracted, I gave them a shorter spiel or a longer spiel. There were kind of two versions of it. There was the fast one for, yeah, I don't really think this person wants to talk to me, and then the longer one for people that actually seemed interested in what I had to say. And along the same lines of that, don't be afraid of rejection, meaning that some brands just are only interested in working with larger channels, and that's just kind of the way that it is. It's a business. They're looking for the most exposure possible, and they may not be interested in looking at brands that are under 100,000 subscribers or under 250,000 subscribers. They may just not be interested, and that's not personal against you. It's a business decision. They have to pick and choose who they want to be affiliated with, and you just can't. You have to just try really hard not to take it personally and move on to brands that you feel like would appreciate you and what you have to give more. I can't say that I don't have something in the back of my head like, I'll remember you. When my channel has that many subscribers, I'll remember that you didn't want to talk to me. Don't forget. And along those lines is for everybody that goes, you never know who you're talking to. You never know who somebody is. So if you're an attendee, you never know if you're talking to the sister or the boyfriend of your favorite creator. You never know if you're talking to the head of marketing of a brand who just happens to be walking around and you're in the food truck line and start up a conversation, or you never know who's listening either. If you're having a conversation and you're talking badly about a brand and then that brand's PR rep is right behind you, like it really looks bad on you. So you have to make sure that you are very careful what you say and what you do and how you behave at Generation Beauty to show your best face if you want people to respect you in the industry. Some people, to be honest, just don't look the part. You know, some people aren't completely glammed out, but they may be the PR rep and the most important person you need to contact with a brand. So definitely make sure that you are kind and respectful and treat everyone like they're valued and important. And that also goes for brands. If any brands happen to be watching this, you never know when a YouTube channel is going to blow up. So you always want to treat every YouTuber with respect, because we'll remember when you weren't nice to us. And we'll see what happens. No, just kidding. But no, I'm not kidding. Kidding, not kidding, you know? Also along the lines of being kind to people is just talking to as many people as possible. Get to know people, you know, enjoy being there with people who also enjoy makeup along with you. Don't go walk around with your head held high and thinking you're above everybody because your highlighter happens to be on point. You know, again, you never know who you're talking to. So definitely make sure that you have fantastic conversations with as many people as possible so that you can network and get to know people, and it'll just make your experience that much better. The last thing I want to mention is for everybody going to Generation Beauty, be prepared to take bags of makeup home. You'll have big bags, small bags, big products, little products, especially if you live internationally. Be prepared to be taking these products home with you on the plane. And if you live in the United States and are going on a plane, make sure you have room in your luggage for a giant bag of makeup, because even attendees end up with all kinds of stuff. It's not just the creators ending up with the big swag bag from the cocktail party. It's everybody ends up with a ton of makeup and product samples to take home. So be prepared for that as you go. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you especially to Ipsy and everyone at Generation Beauty for making it happen. It was really a fantastic experience. Thank you to all the brands that I had the opportunity to talk to. Really enjoyed it, and I look forward to connecting with a lot of brands and reviewing a lot of products for you. And just in case you guys know, those of you that watch my videos, that I'm now doing YouTube full time. I'm looking for brand collaborations, things like that, but you guys know that I'm not going to compromise me, and I'm not going to compromise my relationship with you. You will always be my number one, and people watching my videos, you know, my loyalty always 100% is to you, and I will always and forever keep that in mind when I'm reviewing products. I will never give a positive review to a product that I don't enjoy, and that doesn't matter how big I get or what brand sponsorships I get. You guys know you can always trust me for honest reviews, so I want to mention that and throw that in there. I want to thank you again so much for watching. Mad love, and I will see you soon.